this is JPar, and you are listening to the We Promise Nothing show. Today on the show, we have Da Boo, we have Clayton, we have Brad, and we have Michael from Northern Game Expo. And we are going to be sitting down and talking with these guys in just a short little bit. But everyone just say hello to the crowd.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Yo. Hello.
All right. So these guys have sat down and talked to us before. And of course, Northern Gaming Expo is just around the corner. And yeah, we just thought we'd just chill out and, you know, just invite our friends to talk to us about video games like we typically do. Because we're going to be there. It's going to be a great time. Are you guys excited?
Oh, hell yeah.
No.
No.
Wait a minute, it's your show. How come you're not excited?
Because of the level of work involved.
Exactly. I haven't slept in a couple of weeks, and
it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
There's got to be some level of excitement that you guys look forward to, eh? When it comes up to that point where, you know, it's about to happen.
It's like the build up to Christmas. Like every day that you get closer, it's like, oh my God, we're there. We're getting that closer. And then it's Christmas Day Expo, and then you're done, and it's like, now what?
Guess I'll start planning for next year.
I'm going to go home and play video games.
All right, so what kind of process do you go through to set something like this up?
The process starts right after our previous show.
Really?
We usually take a break after, but before I do, I get all the feedback, the surveys, and I go through it and figure out ways we can improve on the following year. Mm-hmm. And then we usually take a little bit of a breather. And then we're just excited to start planning for the next year.
Even though we say we take a breather, we're bouncing ideas off each other all the time, and then our wives are like, "Okay, stop, break."
Yeah, you're driving us crazy, right?
But there's always something, because if you have a good idea, we always say, "Oh, write it down," but we don't.
Right.
So then,
welcome to the club, man.
Exactly. If we forget about it, then we go back, we're scrolling through all our messages, and it's not there.
Right.
But usually I'd say a couple months after we start planning for the next show. And this year we're doing a lot. It's going to be a lot more organized. There's going to be more stuff going on throughout the day, so more planning involved.
All right. And we'll get into the people that you are inviting to the show in just a second, but so this is what year is this that you guys are?
5. Well, 4.5 because we did. Well, I guess it's 5, but we did one in October 2017, and then we did another one in the spring just to switch into the actual spring. Makes more sense. Cambrian's available, and the weather's better.
Yeah,
usually,
exactly. But everyone can wait inside, whereas the third year it was pouring outside and people had to wait outside, and there's more parking.
Yeah, parking, the spacing's better. This year we're doing guest panels, so we have the amphitheater.
Yeah.
So we have a good
we got a good lineup.
So was it a better turnout for Cambrian?
Yes.
It was our 4th year was the best one.
Yeah. Okay, great. Fantastic. And so who are the vendors aside from, and I mean, we're going to be there doing a panel, but who else is going to be there?
We've got one of my friends from Barrie. They've actually created a show that's very similar to Victor Lucas's E3 or Electric Playground and Reviews on the Run. It's called Inside the Game.
Oh, sweet.
So they're coming. They're represented by Rogers Media, so they're going to come and do a panel. They're going to be setting up a booth. They're going to actually be doing interviews for the show. They're apparently going to be doing a live show there as well. So
beautiful.
You can check them out, insidethegame.ca. That's their website, and so they're going to be there. We've got, I don't know if you guys know him, but Scott Yaffe, who played Wink Yahoo on back in the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah.
He's coming. He's going to do a panel.
Clayton
knows who he is. Clayton's going to be the Punisher for the live show that we're doing.
Yeah.
That's going to be hosted by G-Rant, actually.
He's got the huge hair there.
Yeah, he's got the really big hair, and he always pulled up, whenever he asked a question, he'd go whoop, and he'd pull up his card, and he'd read the question, and people got slimed by the Punisher if they got the questions wrong. It's a game show.
Oh, right. That old... Yeah,
he's old, well, older, but he doesn't perform as the character. He still wears the jacket and does the mannerisms and the facial
that's
facial
cool.
expressions. So he's going to be there. He'll have a table as well, and he's going to be taking pictures, signing autographs, which is all free. Everything's been covered, so there's no fee for anything to be paid for with that. Just the entry ticket.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
Oh, right.
So wait, you're going to be the Punisher?
Not the Punisher.
No, I know.
The Punisher.
I know what you mean, but for that,
Yeah.
how come you don't tell us this stuff?
Because
he
we
just
just
told me.
sprung it on him now. We're going to put him on the spot. So there we go. We've got our host. We've got our Punisher.
He
Okay,
mentioned it. He mentioned
Breaking
it
news, you heard it here first,
Now we're
folks.
just looking for contestants.
Yeah, which actually
I don't
you
think you have our
can
time
talk
right.
about that now, because that's you came up with a really good idea.
So part of this year, we're not doing advance tickets no more. We're just doing what's
Why are you
called...
looking at me when you say that?
Because you're the collector and
You're the collector.
Because I want to be there.
you want to be
early.
there first, getting the games. But this year, we're doing it's what's called the golden ticket. It gets you 2 admission to our show. It gets you 2 invites to the special guest panel with Scott, and a chance to be pulled out of the audience to play in a live game show inspired by So
Nice.
It's going to be awful hard if I'm the Punisher. Or is that what you're talking about? The same thing.
Well,
I can't
that's-
buy a golden ticket if I'm
you're
in the crowd.
Yeah, but you're
You
not
can't compete.
participating.
Yeah, you can't compete. What are you talking about?
You get to show up like 8 hours before anyone else, so you can peruse through all the tables when there's no vendors around.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
and when G-Rant says Punisher control,
Yeah, you have
listen.
to stop, and you're gonna have to watch the show so that you can figure out the mannerisms. You got to interact with the contestants and like pretend you're gonna.
Yeah, watch a few episodes. It's been a while since I've seen that
This
show.
will be good.
But we're not doing a slime thing. We got to keep we're gonna
Just
do
water
something as a
rings?
punishment. Well, it's in the amphitheater, so
Yeah.
we can't have it messy. So we're trying to think of something to do. Like I was joking around saying, "Oh, we'll tar and feather the kids." But maybe if we're able to find like one of those
Just
toilet paper
Pinch
guns,
them with clothespins.
so like you
Yeah.
TP them or something. We got to figure that out. But it's got to be something that's easily cleanable because we don't want slime all in the amphitheater.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
That would be so much fun.
You,
We
I can see it now.
do. I won't.
if they lose, you delete their Pokemon Go account.
There is a special panel that's taking place, but we're not saying anything about that right now. That's the only information that we're giving right now. But there will be a special one.
Okay.
So going back to the golden tickets, so you get 2 admission to the show, you get 2 invites to that special guest panel, followed by the game show, and then you get 2 exclusive prints from Rob Chiquetto.
Oh,
Nice.
He's coming back then. He's a vendor this year again?
he's
Right.
a
Very
vendor,
cool.
so he's going to be doing us another exclusive print, and that's how you get them through the golden ticket. So
And
you
an
get 2
exclusive draw.
and an exclusive draw. So we'll take a portion of the money that we make from the tickets and put it into a big draw for whoever buys the golden ticket. And then you get a bag with like a lanyard and a few keychains and stuff. The lanyard is going to have a number on it. That's your admission to the special event with Scott. And that's your number. So if we pull your number, you get to play in the game show for a chance to win prizes.
Very cool. Sounds exciting.
And any other guests planned? Any other events?
Uh-oh.
Can't
That's
say
it,
anything.
eh?
No, it's- we're gonna hold off on that. But
You know too much.
yeah,
All right. Well, at least we got that exclusive information here.
But we'll be releasing it probably 3 weeks before
Yeah.
on our Facebook event page.
All right. So just to reiterate, I don't know if we've covered it. So what day is it again?
Saturday, April 27th from 10 to 6. And there's no special event the night before like we did last year, but it'll be a full day.
Yeah, it's a full day, so we can plan more within the day. So there's a lot of stuff going on throughout the day. We also have a tournament going on, the new Smash
Ultimate.
Oh, so you got the Smash tournament. Very nice.
Who's running that?
So we're not running the tournaments, but
Alex
the people that-
Harvey and they
Oh, is it
Matthew.
Troy?
No, it's Troy's friends.
that
that
are
are
doing
doing
the
it.
Smash tournaments. now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have experience running Smash tournaments, and it's
Yeah.
they can help promote themselves at our show by
Yeah.
running a tournament, and hopefully get more people signed up to go participate in their Smash.
That should be a good
Smash
tournament.
gatherings.
Given
Yeah.
how well that game's been received,
Yeah.
that should be a good tournament.
So then there's also, we have a kids zone going on. So last year the kids zone was just face painting
Yeah.
and what else do we have?
Coloring contest or
Oh,
coloring.
Yeah, coloring. So this
yeah.
year we're doing an actual scavenger hunt for the kids. So the first 60 kids that come will go and meet Yoshi They'll have to.
Yeah, my wife's being Yoshi.
Yeah. So they'll have to. Yoshi will give them a list of 5 things they have to go collect around the gym.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'll bring back the 5 items back to Yoshi to claim a prize.
Oh, cute.
Cool.
So
that's
Comics
awesome.
North is putting on the prizes for that.
What's the age limit on this contest?
Why, do you want to join?
Okay. No.
Just shoving kids. Da Boo's just shoving kids over. Yoshi's mine!
Nobody makes kids cry like we make kids cry.
Hey, shush! That never happens.
The age is 10 and under, but there are exceptions. So if you're interested,
If you're 10 at heart, you're okay.
Nice!
I'm 10 with like 23 years of experience.
and I should mention, kids
10
get
from the
into
ankles down.
kids get into free for the event.
Yeah.
So bring your kids. They
Kids
can get in
nine-
there.
With an accompanying adult.
Yeah.
I was just going to set a school bus of children loose in there.
You would do that, wouldn't
Bring
you?
my children.
How many kids
Free
do you have,
daycare.
Clayton?
Free daycare. Clayton's daycare.
Yeah. You're the Punisher, Clayton. Not,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, you're the Punisher.
Lots
You're
of
not
contestants for the
You're
game
not the
show.
embellisher. Come on.
The embellisher.
All right.
Oh, that would be the good name. Because we shouldn't name him the Punisher because that's after us. We should come up with our own name.
The pain
The
giver.
Dominator.
The
A
Dominator.
masked guy named Dominator.
How about
putting a kid
You got a
show.
ball in your mouth. Come in with cowboy
The
chaps.
pain bringer.
Does it come with the gag ball and everything else?
It could. It could have the gas mask too. That's got the little.
Bring out the gimp.
This is a PG show, guys.
Oh, we said nothing wrong. It's all been PG.
Wasn't Pulp Fiction a PG movie? I don't know.
Yeah, totally a PG movie. Totally. And speaking of movies, so we're going to do a panel there, and we're actually just going to briefly touch upon some of our not-so-favorite and not-so-favorite, maybe more of our not-so-favorite video game movies.
We should expound on the film history of Yui Ball. All the movies he's made that have just sucked.
Who?
Yui Ball.
Who's Yui Ball?
That's the guy who did Street Fighter.
Oh!
With Raul Julia.
Oh,
and
he
He
That
did
is
Street
him.
Fighter?
Yeah.
No,
Pretty sure.
I got to fact check that. I know he did like House of the Dead and Blood Rain.
Oh yeah,
and-
yeah. I know.
Oh, that was a
I know he did
bad
Blood
one.
Rain. I
I
always
told
I
thought
don't
he
think he did
God.
Street Fighter.
Hang on.
My
Let's-
God, Blood
let's
Rain.
look at-
That was a bad movie.
I was sure.
Oh,
he did
I
Street
almost
Fighter.
forgot that
He
existed.
did
Yeah.
Far Cry.
Oh god.
There's a
That was better than
Yeah.
Blood Rain, but not that great.
There was a Far Cry, and then they had Anthony Bourdain. If you guys know the celebrity
yeah.
chef, he was briefly in as a doctor that got annihilated.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, he didn't do Street
I
Fighter.
told you,
I thought he did.
that's before his time.
Who directed Street Fighter?
Somebody.
He did Dead or Alive though.
Yeah.
I know he did
Dead or
I forgot that was a movie too.
Again,
Wow.
I'm sure everybody
Or
forgets. that
did
was a
he
series.
do the new Street Fighter with Neil McDonough as Bison? Was that
Oh,
him?
maybe I don't.
Yeah.
The one I was thinking of was Raul Julia as
No,
Bison.
that was a great movie. Let's. if you disagree with me, you're banned.
You know what's awesome actually about that is that the
Actually, it was a pretty.
the game version of the Street Fighter movie
Oh, yes.
adaptation for the Saturn is actually worth a couple of bucks.
Yeah.
Are you saying they made a video game based off the movie, which
Based
was based
on
off
the
the video
video
game?
game.
Really? They did that whole loop?
They did that. They did that with Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made it into a PSP fighting game.
There was
You're right.
actually there was one that I can't remember what the franchise was, but it went back and forth like a couple of times where it was a movie based on a game based on a movie based on a game based on a movie.
No, Wing Commander.
Oh wow, what a great movie, right? Freddie Prinze Jr. Wow, Wing Commander. Wow, you never saw it?
I never saw it. I know
Oh,
of it though.
Awesome, best movie ever. I mean, we're talking like
Best
down
ever
to
bad
the
movie?
levels of production.
You've got Wing Commander, and then slightly above that is Mario Brothers.
What? It's
awful.
above that.
It's
I didn't think
awful,
Mario
man.
Brothers was above
It
anything.
is garbage. They look like the spaceships in the thing look like old 40s cars. They look like they run on gas. You can see like radiators in the front end of them. It's rough.
Didn't Wing Commander at one time have Mark Hamill as a special guest character
Yeah.
in the
In the
series?
games.
Heart of the Tiger.
Yeah.
Wing
Okay.
Commander Heart of the Tiger. had
See, I was
Mark
told that's
Hamill.
when the series was actually getting
FMV
reasonable, but-
sequences. Who remembers FMV
Yeah,
sequences?
yeah.
Sewer Shark.
Sweet.
So back to your.
Yeah. So
Where you
not
were rudely
topic.
interrupted by Clayton
Was
yet
it?
again.
Whatever.
yeah. So
Shut your mouth.
yeah. So we're gonna be reviewing some of our very own favorite and not so favorite video game movies. I think you've mentioned we mentioned Mario Bros. I think Street Fighter is definitely one with Raul Julia, there's one we definitely got to cover. I think that was like the first video game movie, was it?
I think honorable mention probably goes to like.
No, I think the very first video game movie was Mario Brothers,
Was it
and
Mario?
then it was Mortal Kombat 1.
Because Mario Brothers was like a huge deal when it came out. That
it was
they were
92.
making it. Yeah, it was a huge deal.
I feel like Street Fighter was before Mortal Kombat, though.
Same time, couple months.
I think Mortal Kombat was only a year after.
I think Street Fighter was before. So
I remember being excited for Street Fighter and the fact that Jean-Claude Van Damme was in it, because I'm like, oh, this is going to be legit. And then I went and saw it, and I'm like, oh my god,
yeah,
what did I just watch?
Like 97 or 98.
But you can't take this all-American in from the video game and make him French.
Yeah, I know, it doesn't make sense, right? Guile.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
Captain America basically is like, je suis Jean-Claude je suis Guile.
Je suis Guile. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Mortal Kombat was released in 95.
So that's 95. So
and Street Fighter is probably...
I'll check right now.
That's Street Fighter. Maybe Street
guessing.
Fighter was after that.
Street Fighter's before. I'm pretty damn certain of it.
94.
I remember one game being made into a movie which had me royally upset was Max Payne. That was one I was shocked when it came out.
Mark Wahlberg.
Well, I know, but because of
what
all they had to do was steal a little bit of the effects of what Max Payne was all about, which was slow bullet time.
Yeah.
They did very little of it. They took everything outside of the game that they could and used it in the movie.
But it's not a real game,
right?
So.
Yeah.
Well, technically, The Wizard.
Oh, The Wizard!
That was
greatest video game ever made. That's where they unveiled Mario Brothers 3 and Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah, big advertising ploy for Mario Brothers 3.
The Power Glove introduction.
And Power Glove. I remember seeing The Wizard. Like, I didn't see The Wizard in theater. And I might have told this story before. And
I need to rewatch that. I haven't seen that in years.
What's that, The Wizard?
The Wizard.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
we do. Good. Anyways, I hope I'm not reiterating the story. But I remember seeing this movie, like, on pay-per-view. And I remember my mom and my sister were watching it. And it's like... And then I just noticed, like the kids are playing video games. They're like real video games. They're not like the fake video games that you see in movies, right? Because they usually can't get the license.
There was one, actually, I remember. Remember Full House? Full House had... The kids were playing a video game called Spinning Ballerinas of Death.
All right, back to my story. I remember like watching
fake video games.
Yeah. Well, fake video games. Full House is a fake video game fighting game. Anyways.
Fighting game, right? I'd play that.
Yeah, I know, I would too. Anyways, back to so I was like, what are you guys watching? They're like, oh, it's this movie about a boy and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's about video games. They're playing Double Dragon now. Like, don't feed me no bullshit. It's about a boy who's sick and da 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 da. Who gives a f? He's playing real video games. So I sit down and I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, what is this movie? You know,
I was amazed that the kid got 50,000 on Double Dragon. That's always what I like.
Except that's not like an impressive score.
I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I have a real problem with side-scrolling beat-em-ups. I can't do it.
I don't think it's a possible score. Actually, I think there's something wrong with that. I believe. I think James Rolfe covers that. And it's not like a possible score to get in Double Dragon.
I'm surprised you guys are bringing up the fact that you guys weren't impressed of him playing Mario 3 with the Power
Glove. That's what I was trying to get to. Thanks for freaking taking away my.
Sorry. When was he playing it with the Power Glove?
For Mario 3,
bad guy at the end.
No,
he busts out the Power Glove.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to get to. So I was sitting there watching this with them, and and then all of a sudden Mario 3 comes on the screen, right?
Which was awesome.
And then I'm like, I'm losing my f***ing shit, and they're like looking at me like, what is wrong with this f***ing kid, right? Oh, this friggin' kid, and I'll bleep this out.
That's a lot of bleeps you're going to have to take out there.
Why? How many times?
Lots.
4 or 5.
A couple. Since you got excited.
Damn.
See, this is how passionate he took this movie, guys.
Anyways, Mario Bros. 3, I lost my shit. Enough said.
All I remember about this movie is when he went into the dinosaur and found pictures of his sister or something.
No.
That's
All
I remember.
The pictures of his sister died, and he left them there in a little lunch pail.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he didn't go to the dinosaur and find pictures of his sister in California.
I think I was like 2 or 1.
That would be weird.
Are you saying you don't remember watching The Wizard?
No.
Oh,
I have a feeling we might have to make this.
awesome.
We have to arrange this then. We have to also.
It was pretty awesome because I think it was Bo Bridges played the kid's dad. And him and
Fred Savage was the kid.
Yeah, Fred Savage was the kid, but he had an older brother.
Not the kid. He was the older kid, and then was the younger kid.
Yeah, but then also
wasn't his name Bridges?
Bo Bridges
Maybe.
And
played
he
the
might have
dad.
been like autistic or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Bo Bridges played the dad and the oldest son, who were also in a car trying to get to California to find Fred Savage and his little brother. And they had an old Nintendo, and in every hotel room they stopped at, they were playing NES games.
Huh.
The movie was all about games.
It was a Nintendo movie. It totally was.
That's all it was.
It was a Nintendo licensed movie. Like, they wanted to advertise Mario 3.
And I mean, you think about like the Wizard and the high levels of polish that Super Mario Brothers attained, and then now you think about there's like pixels down here, like way down here.
Would
God,
you
that
really
movie
qualify
was
that as a video game movie, though? It's
That's what I
video
mean.
It's a video
characters.
game movie in the way that the Wizard is, where it's all about old school video games, but at the same
Adam
time,
Sandler
it's just
movie.
garbage.
I started watching.
I didn't
turned
think it was
off.
that bad.
Oh no, it's terrible. It gets
You think
worse.
so?
It gets worse, man. I must have been like, I don't know.
I
must have been-
felt bad for the creator of Pac-Man. Like he just wasted his time being in that.
And the Adam Sandler did something at the beginning of the movie that like paralyzed me from the legs down, and I had to sit there and watch the rest of the movie. For some reason, I got all the way through it, and I was like, "What is this?"
There was worse Adam Sandler movies.
Did nobody, when they were filming that movie, like look around and be like, "Guys, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why are we doing this? This is going to be garbage."
Speaking of movies that aren't really movies about video games that aren't really video games, I can't remember the movie, and they just reviewed it recently on like AVGN's new show there.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell is it called? It's just like, I don't even know. It's before like Nintendo, so it's like more about arcade games,
Yeah.
and it's just boobs and video games. Like, I'm just like, what? It's such a weird movie, and they actually have Pac-Man in it, and their cutaway scenes is Pac-Man going rah, 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 across the screen. What the heck is this movie? I gotta figure it out. I can't remember.
I remember seeing an old one from the 80s about a kid trying to beat Iron Sword.
Really?
Wizards and Warriors 3, yeah. And
That must have been sponsored by the video game company itself, like Acclaim.
Remember how crazy it was that the cover for Wizards and Warriors 3 had Fabio
Yes,
on
yes.
Like, that was like a big deal, because it was like the first like celebrity tie-in, you know what I
Well,
mean?
he looked like a
true.
barbarian.
Yeah, well, he looked like a pretty handsome, fair-skinned, perfect-skinned barbarian who had never actually seen combat. But I mean, that hair, right? Fabio.
I wouldn't know.
Fabio.
I can't remember the name of that movie. It's free on YouTube though, and it's just weird. It's just like boobs and video game. It's just that's all it is. It's like an arcade.
How old is it?
It's like 80.
Oh, okay, no.
4 maybe?
I was thinking of Kung Fury.
No. It's just there's lots of 80s music in it.
Awesome.
And,
Appropriate, too, considering it came out in the 80s.
you know, and it's just filled with that kind of music and like art, like just an arcade, and just this weird kid that hangs out around there too, who's like Napoleon Dynamite's older brother.
Man,
The guy who
I
plays
really
him.
want to see this.
Yeah, it's actually it was an interesting watch. I gotta say, I can't remember the name of it, and it's there's not really many big actors in it. And I keep like coming back to something saying game something, but I can't remember. Anyways, I'll know what it is because James Rolfe reviewed it recently.
Pac-Man and boobs.
Is that what you're gonna do? Just Google those two words?
You're gonna come across some really. You remember what we were talking about earlier with your dad? You're gonna find some weird stuff.
80s Pac-Man boob movie.
All right. While we're looking that up, what's your first video games that you guys played?
For me, it was the original Mario.
The original, so Mario Brothers on Nintendo?
Yep. And not the one where you're in the sewer hitting the POW like the actual Mario.
Oh,
Brothers.
that's crap. That game, I never liked that. Ugh.
You mean Mario Bros or Super Mario
No,
Bros?
this is the Mario Bros.
Mario
The
Bros.
original one there.
Yeah. And what about you, Clayton?
Donkey Kong Jr. Mini Arcade.
Mini arcade.
Yeah, there was a Donkey... Or no, actually it wasn't that. It was like the ColecoVision Dungeons and Dragons.
Nice.
Which is like basically one tiny square...
Coleco version Dungeons and Dragons? That's an advanced game for like...
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying I beat it. I'm just saying I played
That
it.
was your first game? Like, how would you even like move on to like games after? You're like, what is this? You know?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I remember my relatives had this thing, and I can't remember. They brought it over. They took it home. I never actually saw it again. But they had like poker. They had Defender, pretty sure, and they had Dungeons and Dragons. And Dungeons and Dragons. See, the thing about the ColecoVision games was that the graphics were always garbage, like Atari, all that. But you had to go with the cartridge that had the most interesting box art. Because for me personally, the box art that you find on the old Atari games and that is the best video game art I've ever seen. That's the best.
That's where all the money went.
It's called joysticks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, joysticks. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, I gotta look. At
1983.
Yes.
83.
Okay, so
Well,
I'm
this
sorry
is
to
how I
change the
figured it
subject,
out.
but why do you have a
Topless
figure of
girl
Luke
playing
Perry holding a gun?
Pac-Man.
That's not Luke Perry.
It looks like Luke Perry.
Well,
It's clearly
I brought
Michael
up-
Madsen from Reservoir Dogs.
Yes.
That looks like Luke Perry.
Oh gosh.
By the way, can we all
Too early.
have a moment of silence for Luke Perry?
I'm okay.
All right, so Joysticks is a movie that came out in '83. It was rated R. You can find this on YouTube, by the way. Yeah, that's the poster. That's the poster. It's basically like Porky's meets like arcade video
Porky's
games.
meets Pac-Man.
Yeah, that's
just
what it
like that in
is.
the 80s. Jeez.
To answer your question, that's Max Payne.
Yeah, he just said it's Michael Madsen from Reservoir Dogs.
Look at it. That's him.
because the
You got
suit-
a buck
It's
on
just
it,
from
little
here.
doggy.
It looks like Luke Perry.
It has a Luke Perry look. Now I'm going to look at him and y'all are
Luke
going to say
Perry
Luke
with
Perry.
two guns,
Luke Perry
kicking
with
ass in
guns.
the afterlife.
I'm not saying it's a good movie. I'm just saying it's an interesting watch.
Would you
let's
say
see,
that's a
let's
video
see.
game movie though?
Well, it's definitely it's not based on a video game, but they play. It's about an arcade, and they're trying to save the arcade.
Oh, I see.
And they actually have Pac-Man. They have real games in it.
Which
A
is like
hot
you
dog
said,
between boobs.
Full House, like spinning ballerinas of death, right?
Oh, you and
usually-
your
when you
Full
wa-
House again.
But he's right though. When you watch people on TV playing video games, it's clear that they've never played a video game.
You know
Like,
what? You-
tick, 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 tick,
Yeah.
tick, tick,
Well,
tick,
you
tick,
know what-
tick,
Remember-
tick, 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 and there's stuff going on
Did
the
you-
screen matches up.
looking at just look at the old picture ads for Nintendo where it's like the happy family. They're not even. The system's not even plugged in.
I know, and the TV's sitting on the table, and they're all like this far away from the screen, and they're and then nothing's plugged in. Yeah, I know.
Corey and Trevor from Trailer Park.
Yes, always playing N64. They're playing Mario Kart, and it's blurred out.
Was it Mario Kart?
Yeah, it was.
Because I remember it was the first season of Trailer Park Boys, so it might be a different episode. But I thought it was I thought it was a Super Nintendo.
Well,
But-
they do play Super Nintendo, I believe, in one of them.
Yeah.
But then later on, they have an N64.
So it was like
Yeah.
the very first. I think it was the first or second episode.
Must
of
have been
Trailer Park
after they
Boys.
made all that money huffing gas.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So I don't think we got around the table everyone's first video game. Yours was what? Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, ADD from.
What was it? Coleco or Atari? You said.
It was like ColecoVision. Yeah, it was the old black one with the silver band and the rainbow color on. I know exactly what it looks like. I
And
can
Brad's
draw it
was
with a picture.
Super Mario Brothers. Atari or Nintendo?
Nintendo.
And Michael's.
I don't remember the first video game. I know the first video game I personally owned was Spyro the Dragon for PS1
Young
and
buck.
NHL 97. I've got them both at the same time. I think the first game I actually played, I think it was Donkey Kong
Like original
Country?
Donkey? Oh, Country. Okay.
for Super Nintendo or NHL 94
Man, I feel
or
like-
Mario
No
World.
kidding, eh?
I think my mom owned the system, had a bunch of games, and because she's the one who bought the system, and I was only 3 when she bought the system probably. So when I started playing, she had like 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
So I don't remember, but the first game I remember, my dad bought me a PS1 for Christmas, and I had enough money to go in and buy 2 games, and I just wanted the NHL game, and I had enough money to get another game, and I didn't know what I wanted. And I remember my mom picked me out Spyro the Dragon, and I thought I'd hate it. And ended up being one of my favorite games, the Spyro
funny.
series.
When we first started playing video games, everything looked like Tetris.
Oh.
The blocks just moved differently.
Yeah.
And Da Boo, what was your first video game that you remember playing?
Oh god, now I'm going to start to feel a little old myself. The farthest I can go as far back I can think of was our family owning a Commodore Amiga 500, which was the model right after the Commodore 64. So it was better, but virtually the same. I was playing games, things like Space Quest. Actually, any of the Quest games, if you guys remember any of them, King's Quest, Space Quest, Police Quest.
Yeah, Police Quest.
Those were always my favorites because specifically, I think it was King's Quest 6 and Space Quest 3 were like my favorite games at the time. It's that type of genre of game where you had to type the action, so you had to really think outside the box. You know, you had 8-bit graphics on screen, you were put into a scenario, and the story would unfold as you would progress, like any other game, but you had to decide what to do and perform certain actions in any given little state scene, right? So, you know, you might see something on the ground. Well, you don't know what it is, so you type in "look at ground," and then it gives you a description. Well, you see this, so it's almost like a novel is trying to give you back the description of what you need to decide what's happening around you, and then you would react accordingly. That was a ton of fun. Nowadays, you don't see that anymore because PC games those merged into, I think, what we would qualify now as click and point
and click,
or point and click, whatever. So there's my French kicking in. It's the fact that now it's a keyboard and mouse. Once the keyboard and mouse became very much the relevant way to interact with a video game, meaning that the 4 keys, your arrow keys on your keyboard, were no longer relevant. Your mouse would do the majority of the main actions, and you would maybe use your keyboard, your keys to move your character, but that was as far as it went. Nowadays, you just click everything. It just reacts.
Like Myst. I think Myst was like really pushed that.
That's when they pushed photorealism, I think, right? You were dealing with still images, very little animation.
Pre-rendered animation, but it was point and click, and that was pretty amazing.
The Room, I think, was another one that was like that. It was more like a horror genre, and then same idea. You'd have these photorealistic scenes, and you'd have to click and react accordingly. I wasn't too fond of those. I think those were kind of drawn out, and they were dull for what they were.
I love Myst because I love the story, but I never played any of the sequels or anything. And I really never got into any of the other point-and-click type games either. I played Myst on a console, though, so, you know.
If there's one thing I have to admit that I do miss the most out of those point-and-click games that were not point-and-click, you had old titles like Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh my God!
Unbelievably crass. Thank you. I'm glad we had the same word in mind. It's just the kind of game that as you play, you realize just how much of a douche your character is.
Oh, yeah.
But you want to keep playing because you want to see just how much more trouble you can get him into, you know? Like, you got to get into a hot tub with 3 other women, and you got to try to coerce one of them to go to the bedroom with you, right? And you don't know what to do, so you're typing things that you would think, especially for me as a child, you don't know about these things. So of course, worst game ever to give to a child.
You didn't watch that movie Joysticks as a kid.
given the landscape, like given the social landscape when it comes to things like in that way, like predatory men and how they're, you know, there's been like a weeding out in Hollywood of all that. I wouldn't be surprised if you never saw a Leisure Suit Larry game again.
No, probably.
The last one was on Xbox.
Unless they call it Leisure Suit Harvey.
Oh my God. Leisure Suit Cosby. You have to get into the pool. Anyway.
That got dark.
Well, that's what happens.
That happens lots.
That's what happens when you hang out with those We Promise Nothing boys. They're bad trouble.
Start talking about Bill Cosby.
Anyways, so carrying on. So, what do you play nowadays, guys? If that was your first one, I know you guys mentioned your favorite game now, but what's in your current? What's currently in your machine?
Right now, my machine's the remaster of Spyro.
Yeah,
I don't play it. My wife does. I don't have time for video games. Too busy
planning a video game convention.
Exactly. Yeah. But when I do, like Madden and NHL Online.
Yeah. But right now, Spyro's in there.
Yeah, Spyro's.
What's in your machine right now?
I've got way too many. I'll list them. I'm playing Mutant Football League. I just picked that up.
Nice.
It's amazing. I'm playing Octopath Traveler.
Still? Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Devil May Cry 5. I returned Anthem. Yes. Thankfully.
Suck it, Anthem.
We knew you were disappointed.
Mutant Football League sports game.
Yeah, but it's
so you're playing another sports game. Yeah, see.
It's Mutant League.
It's a fantasy sports game.
Sports.
What do you play Mutant League on?
Switch.
Oh, nice.
On the Switch?
Yeah, they just released.
Well, not just. Is it a good game though? Like good.
I would like to see a new Mutant League. That'd be cool.
Was that? What was that? Is that tied into that Warhammer?
No. Blood Bowl.
Blood Bowl. Okay, because they look very similar.
Blood Bowl is more of the. It's just a video game version of the strategy game. It's not an actual like where you're passing. You're doing. It's almost like a tactical game, and then you run the play. And then you continue on. Whereas this one's just it's an actual four down or.
Oh, so it's like arcade style.
Yeah, exactly.
like
play online,
like
or?
NBA Jam, but all kinds
Yeah,
of crazy
but-
Or
stuff
NHL.
happens.
Blitz.
with mutants.
Yeah,
And-
well, they
and
made
it's-
Mutant League Hockey too.
Yeah,
right?
well,
Yeah.
but they changed the name. They changed it from Mutant League to Mutant League Football to Mutant Football League.
Oh yeah.
Because I think the company that owns Mutant League Football is either they folded and
Yeah.
they didn't have the rights to sell anymore, so they picked it up with a different name.
Yeah.
Has anyone here played the GameCube games, NFL Blitz, and the NHL Hits?
I remember
Hits-
NFL
hits I
Blitz.
remember.
I still have Blitz for my Dreamcast.
Because those
actually.
games are amazing.
They
And
are.
that-
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Because you just get to mess up.
Yeah.
You get to break bones after plays are done, and that's awesome. Yeah.
It's all about the violence more than the actual sport.
The
at that
hits
point.
are just
And it's
brutal,
still,
eh?
like, you can pick it up now, and it's so fun.
Yeah.
Continuing, Dragon Quest 9, still playing that.
Really?
And then I really wanted to play the bull game that I picked up for him. But
8 seconds.
8 seconds to glory, and I was like, no, I can't do that. There's too many to list, but I'll just go with those.
All right. What's in your machines right now, there, Clayton?
I am. When I get a chance, I'm playing Warframe still. It's
So
awesome.
free
Free to play.
Destiny style game.
It's what Anthem should have been.
It's what Anthem should have been.
Yep.
Yeah, it's what Anthem and Destiny and The Division should have been.
Okay.
It's,
Hey, you keep my division out of this.
Sorry, man.
When it comes to division, there's a division in this room.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good though, and it's
That
kept me.
that game was
occupied
fun for like 2 weeks.
the
Division, yeah.
The
I-
subtraction.
And I
The
just
subtraction. Tom Clancy's The Subtraction.
I'm taking it away from my machine and sending it back to the store.
All right, and what's in your machine there, Dabu?
oh god, let's see. I'm not going to make this list too long because very much like Brad, I could keep this pretty long. Well,
Red Dead.
Red Dead 2 is
Red Dead,
definitely
Red
at the
Dead,
top
Red
of the
Dead,
list.
Red Dead.
I've been playing a ton of Red Dead. I just
Your second life right
just
now.
picked up, yeah, literally, and fishing out of all things. I'm not really killing people. I'm just fishing. Let's see. I got Far Cry New Dawn, Metro Exodus. Not long ago, I was really heavily into Spider-Man on the PS4, which was a fantastic game. Anyone has not picked that up yet has to grab that. That is
Absolutely.
anyone who's a Marvel fan to some level or another should do this. For their own
Or
sake.
even if you just liked any of the old Spider-Man games, you have to play this.
Yeah.
one.
What's
It's so
the-
good.
Just for the
open
Stan Lee
world ones?
cameo, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh yeah. What was that, sorry?
The Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah, you're right. There is a Stanley cameo in there too, so that would be worth it for it as well.
Well, I think just a modern version of that Spider-Man, like, because that's kind of like something that kind of was a little bit revolutionary when it came out, because it was there wasn't too many sandbox games at that time, but I think
Yeah.
the first Spider-Man was one of the first ones.
I
right?
always wish that they had put more side stuff to do, because they did such a great job with Manhattan. But it was awesome. But you know what I'd love to see from those? I want to see a Spider-Man sandbox game where they skin it like the old '60s cartoon,
That'd be cool.
so it looks like the old cartoon.
Or
None
even
of the
if
scenes
they
in the
made
game,
it.
They do that.
No, I mean the whole.
No,
the
I
whole
know.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're referring to. There is a costume that kind of gives that an impression, but if the entire game was re-rendered in like an old classic cartoon
In the
style,
classic cartoon look, yeah.
it would be cool.
I mean,
I think it'd be doable, but they'd have to redo the entire game. It's,
well, I
there's
just
no way.
mean, yeah. I just thought it would be
Like
fun
the
to
end
see.
credits of Into the Spider-Verse.
I didn't
Yeah.
watch
Yeah,
it.
almost.
I never saw it.
What are you waiting
I was
for?
gonna mention
I'm
that
wasting
too,
my
but I realized you didn't see it.
Yeah.
We just saw it.
We just watched it.
So good.
I'm wasting
Yeah, it was
my
way
life.
better than I
Wasting
thought it was
my
gonna
life,
be.
Brad.
No,
I'm wasting
apparently.
Here, get in here, talk to us. You know, like, what are you leaning so back for?
He's
Like,
rocking because he's an old man.
me?
Well,
Are you not entertained?
I can hear you. I want to make sure that the audience can hear you.
I'll Larry King it. How about that? I'll lean right into the microphone.
Yeah, do it. All right, so yeah, Red Dead for me as well. I don't really that, and that's pretty much it. Especially if you've been watching our gaming videos lately, we just go back to Red Dead and GTA
All the
pretty
time,
much.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Red Dead.
Well, it's yeah, it's been making for some entertaining videos.
I bought it. I bought Red Dead when it came out, and I was playing Warframe so much that it just steamrolled it.
Well,
Red Dead went onto my shelf, and it just stayed
Yeah,
there.
you were in a pattern of. I mean, games like Warframe put you in a repetitive pattern of redoing things, right? It's just the routine you put yourself into, and I noticed
I
it.
finished.
You wanted to get into Red
I
Dead.
finished all of last year's expansion content, and now I'm on to the Fortuna stuff now. So I'm like catching up, but I got some serious time to put in.
So for a free game, you've milked everything out
Oh
of
man,
that
yeah,
game so far.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Yeah, I got my money's worth. That's for sure.
Well, considering it's free, I'd say so.
Yeah.
All right, so let's wrap things up. Let's get back to the details of the show, though. Let's just reiterate where, when, how much, what else to expect.
Why?
Why
Why are we doing this?
That's
Why not?
Yeah.
do you wake up some days and be like, why do I do this?
No, not usually.
No, it usually pays off in the end.
No, you wake up with a fresh mind. Sometimes you go to bed thinking why when you're like frustrated with something, but it's rewarding.
I understand.
Like it is rewarding, but like there are difficult times. I'm not gonna lie, but it makes it worthwhile seeing the show and seeing how far it's come, and we'll continue doing it as long as we continue enjoying working together and doing it. So
Awesome.
yeah.
And our show is nothing like Fire Festival. I don't know if you watched that documentary.
I keep
I've
seeing
heard
it, and
about
I
it.
apparently heard that it was the greatest festival that never was.
We won't fraud people out of $23 million.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good because I don't have anywhere near that amount of money.
But it's again Saturday, April 27th at the Cambrian College Gym, Student Center and Amphitheater, and it's from 10 to 6.
And if you want to find out more details, we have a Facebook event page, Northern Game Expo 5. We'll be doing prize giveaways on there leading up to the show.
Okay.
So if you follow us on there, you can win some cool prizes before the show.
Oh, we have to draw the winner tonight.
Oh yeah, and there's the golden tickets we were talking about earlier. We're doing a draw tonight for.
When are
the
you
contest.
doing that?
We're supposed
We
to
were
do it.
supposed to
Well,
do
the
it
contest
already.
ended. The contest ended.
Do you want to? Do you want us to? Do you want to do it
Yeah,
now?
sure.
Well, we have to do random.org, and we have to write every person's name.
Oh, no.
No, so,
Oh,
he's
no,
got
we
it.
don't have to write every person's name down. We
I'll
can
I'll go random, and you can tell me how many
So
numbers
from
are.
our post, if you guys want to draw the name,
Sure.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a number between 1 and 48, and whatever number you draw,
We're gonna
will go
go
down
third.
on the list.
We're gonna go with third name on the list. We'll do 3.
Yeah. So if you guys
So-
want to hit it,
If you want to hit generate, you can do the first one.
so then I'll go through my list here and whatever
24.
number. 24.
19.
And the last.
We'll let the fearless
hit,
leader,
so whatever number this is.
whatever
we'll-
number that is.
Oh, just press that.
Yeah.
Why is it not coming up? Oh, come on. 17.
Okay, so we're gonna go 17 names down from the list. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Grace Holly.
Grace Hawley.
Congratulations.
You won.
Congratulations, Grace.
So we'll be contacting her after.
Wow. Good job, Grace. And we will see you at the Game
Do you want
Expo.
to message that,
See, 54, sure.
or do you want to wait till 9? I think it doesn't really matter.
Oh,
at
on
this
the
point.
page?
Yeah.
You can
Okay.
message.
You ever just like get your brain so wrapped around like the social media thing? You're like, should I do this on this day or that
Yeah,
day?
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It
but
drives me crazy.
we after doing it for 4 years, you kind of learn when things need to be posted.
Yeah.
And how to hype the show and stuff, because you need to get people on your page so they can share the event and more people will know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of know, like, okay, we have to release certain videos at certain times leading up to the show.
Mm-hmm.
But like this year, we wanted to start early, so at Christmas we gave away a Switch and we built up our following on our page. So then when we start making announcements, we have a following of
What's her
people.
name? Grace.
Grace Hawley?
Grace Holly.
But yeah, like we spend a lot of times like wording certain things, right? So we post it, we do wrap our brains around it to answer your question. Like there's every little detail of the event, like little things like that. Like we put a lot of effort into that.
Yeah, I can see.
Because if a contest isn't done right, then it's not gonna.
It's not gonna generate what you want from it.
Exactly. So if we're giving away good prize, we want to generate
A lot of people.
a
A lot of attention.
and a lot of attention.
All right, so it's gonna be at the Cambrian Theater. Is that what it is?
So the Cambrian College Gym,
Oh, Cambrian
Student
College Gym.
Center, and Amphitheater.
Cambrian Theater.
So we're pretty well.
Yeah, why did I say that?
We're pretty well taken over.
Sorry.
Cambrian there.
You send people to the wrong building there.
I know that's not where it is.
That's okay.
It's on campus.
That's okay. At least we were able to give the date, whereas our first or second year, the radio station kept saying it was Saturday instead of Sunday, so we had to call in and correct.
But it is Saturday this year.
Yes.
It is Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday. Yes.
And tickets are $10 at the door, or you can pick them up at Comics North.
Awesome.
For $9, and if you pick them up at Comics North, you save $1 plus you get 20% off your next purchase there of $50 or more. So if you
find
spend
your unicorn.
Yeah, if you spend $50 there, you basically get a
you guys are 10 to 6 there? What is it? What's the time?
10 to 6.
Perfect. Okay, so we're going to be there. Me and Clayton will definitely be there, and we're going to be talking about some of our favorite video games. We're going to give them a review. We're going to do a live review of probably about 3 video games there for our panel. And you'll also...
I promise I won't talk about Warframe.
Yeah.
I'll pick something else.
Please don't. And you'll also see Clayton there as the agitator, the
irritator,
the subtractor,
the subtractor. There you go.
Oh, and you can subtract the points that.
Yes, he's the subtractor.
If you don't get the question right, you get punished by the subtractor, and you lose points on your.
That actually looks a little weird there,
that's why I did it. He's just standing there. The points are coming. He's like.
Yeah, the kids might get the wrong impression there.
No, the parents would.
No, yeah, the parents, the kids wouldn't know what's happening.
I guess not.
The kids would follow. They'd be all like, "Ooh!"
In case you guys are wondering, because we don't have video, Brad is making a little ball fondling gesture.
Thanks for describing it to them.
Well, they need to know. What's he doing? What's he talking about?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
They can't see what's happening.
When you're doing that, though, you make sure you wink at the kid first.
Oh God!
I think we forfeited any idea of this being a kid-friendly podcast.
Off the rails. I think that went out the window with the first F-bomb.
At least you don't have to.
Well, as long as you guys have fun, and as long as some of our more mature audience wants to go out there and buy video games. No, not that. Come on. I mean, go out and buy some old school games from their past that they loved fondly from their childhood.
You might not want to use the word fondly.
Fondly. I plan on
Good night, everybody.
I plan on cleaning up when I go there, just so you know.
You need to clean it up before you go there.
Glenn Jones and I are actually going to get together.
You shouldn't be saying fondly and cleaned up in the same sentence.
Glenn Jones and I are going to show up there, and we're just going to go up and down one side of the place and the other, and we're just going to
make sure that you come with the money in the briefcase.
Yeah, exactly. I need the briefcase with the handle chained to my wrist there. That's what I need.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a fun time, and I can't wait. So yeah, we'll definitely be there, and you should be there too. Get your tickets. All right, and so we're just gonna wrap things up here. You guys gonna stick around and do a Injustice videos with us, or?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
All right, great. But for the podcast, we are checking out, and so this is JPar signing out.
Da Boo going bye.
Clayton leaving the building.
Oh, huge one.
There's a sign
Northern Game Expo.
Brad signing out. I don't know, whatever.
Northern Game Expo powers activated.
I'm fondling myself away.
I'll remember this fondly.
I gotta go clean up.
All right. And did you want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye. And until next time, we promise nothing. Good night.
Watch joysticks.
Watch joysticks. Don't play with your joystick fondly.